Harvey Weinstein, earlier in the week, he was arrested, wasn't he, and thrown out?
I thought we agreed that it was Stein. Is it Weinstein or Weinstein?
I don't know. It's one of the two.
Can you go either way with the Stein or the Steen?
Harvey Weinstein.
Do we have any?
Harvey Weinstein.
Do you know any Steins or Steens?
I don't. Is that a Jewish name?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like.
If it ends with Stein or Steen.
Yeah.
What about Brooks? Well, with Bruce Springsteen, we all go Steen, but it's also spelled
different.
E-E-N.
Right.
So there's no confusion there.
I'm going to go Weinstein. That's what I'm going to go with.
Steen?
Yeah, instead of Stein. I'm going to go Weinstein. It's Weinstein.
Wait, you just said you were going to go Steen.
I just changed my mind because you pronounce it Weinstein, and it's spelled exactly the same. E-I-N, E-I-N.
E-I. E-I-E-I.
Yeah, so Weinstein.
Okay.
All right. So, anyways, he says he's leaving the country. He's going to Europe for rehab.
Huh?
Yeah. He says.
Wait a minute.
This is what TMZ said. He got on a private jet last night and took off for Europe. Apparently, while he's there, so he's going to check himself into rehab.
This is a Roman Polanski situation, essentially.
Well, right?
Why is he allowed to leave the country? As charges are brought upon him, because
not sure.
Now we're talking about extraditing him back to this country, which might not happen if he's going to some other country that has harsh rules and penalties, or is a protective country. What country did he go to? Did it say?
It didn't say. It just said he was going to Europe. Now, apparently, the whole reason he got brought down was because there was an undercover sting operation put together by the NYPD on trying to bring this guy down. And once again, Weinstein is a movie mogul. I mean, he's a producer, a Hollywood producer of some of the biggest films and even TV shows, right? So, he's made a lot of money. He's got his jet. He took off. But they brought him down after he was trying to make advances towards a supermodel. Her name is Ambra Gutierrez. And we have tapes that they mic'd her up with a wire and for their encounter. And this is just a little bit, some of it has happened, I believe, in a hotel lobby or like a hotel bar.
I'm telling you right now.
What do we have to do here?
Nothing. I'm going to take a shower. You sit there and have a drink. Water.
I don't drink. Can I stay on the bar?
No, you must come here now.
No.
Please.
No, I don't want to.
I'm not doing.
Okay, never mind. They're in his hotel room is what's happening.
You must
She
come
wants
here
to
now.
go to the she wants to go to the bar.
I'm telling you right now.
What do we have to do here?
Nothing. I'm going to take a shower. You sit there and have a drink. Water.
I don't drink. Can I stay on the bar?
No, you must come here now.
No.
Please.
No, I don't want to.
I'm not doing anything with you. I promise. Now you're embarrassing me.
I'm sorry. I
No,
cannot.
come in
No,
here.
yesterday was a kind of aggressive for
I
me.
know.
I need to know a person to
I
be
won't
touched.
do a thing.
I don't want
Do a thing, please. I swear I won't. Just sit with me. Don't embarrass me in the hotel. I'm here all the time.
I
Sit
know,
with me.
but
I
I don't
promise.
want to.
Please sit there. Please.
Gosh, so conniving and just and there's more.
Please, I don't want to do something I don't want
Go
to.
to the. Hey, come here. Listen to me.
I want to go downstairs.
I'm not going to do anything. You'll never see me again after this. Okay? That's it. I'm a famous guy.
I'm feeling very uncomfortable right
Please
now.
come in now. And 1 minute. And if you want to leave, when the guy comes with my
Why
jacket, you can go.
yesterday you touched my breast?
Oh, please, I'm sorry. Just come on. I'm used to that. Come on.
Are you used to that?
Yes, come in.
No, but I'm not used to
I
that.
won't do it again. Come on. Sit here. I will never do another thing to you. 5 minutes. Don't ruin your friendship with me for 5 minutes.
I know, but it's kind of like, it's too much for me. I can't.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Wow. And she's wearing the wire, so you can hear when he's kind of walking away, and then he gets really close to her and says, "Come with me. I'm a famous guy. Don't ruin our friendship."
You don't want to ruin your friendship. You don't want to ruin your friendship with me over 5 minutes. Oh, God.
I'm going to take a shower. What is this? It's straight out of a movie, is it? I mean, this is going to be a great movie. It's going to be super uncomfortable to watch. But, oh, my God. Like, you've got to be kidding me. Where does this guy get off?
Well, apparently everywhere.
Listen, as bad as this is something that happens in Hollywood apparently all the time. A lot of people are coming out now speaking about different things that happened to them. Tom Arnold. Rob Schneider says he was sexually harassed by a Hollywood director. Robbie Schneider.
You know what Terry Crews is?
The name sounds familiar.
He's the big guy. He's on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He used to be a football player. I mean, he's big. Like, you wouldn't mess with Terry Crews, okay? Terry Crews says this whole Harvey Weinstein thing has brought up PTSD because he was assaulted by a Hollywood executive.
The 2012 nominees for Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role are Sally Field in Lincoln, Anne Hathaway in Les Miserables, Jackie Weaver in Silver Linings Playbook, Helen Hunt in The Sessions, and Amy Adams in The Master. Congratulations, you 5 ladies no longer have to pretend to be attracted to Harvey Weinstein.
He said Sting.
Weinstein. Weinstein?
Maybe it's Sting.
Weinstein. It is Sting.
Everybody thought it was a big joke.
No, it's not a joke.
Back in 2013, everybody's like, oh, yeah, sexual harassment, sexual assault. I believe in that footage. They even panned down to Harvey Weinstein, and he's sitting there laughing himself.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's a big ruse. No, but everybody kind of knew that the guy was a pervert.
Yes.
And nobody did anything about it.
I don't know if you've noticed what's going on between the NYPD and the prosecutors for the city of New York.
What's going on?
It's a finger-pointing game because now they're like, hey, listen, the NYPD is like, we conducted the sting and you, the prosecutors, never decided to pursue the charges. What the hell's going on? Now the prosecutors are pointing their fingers back at the NYPD, and they're like, you didn't give us enough information to move forward with charges. Because now...
They haven't charged him, so he just took off before they could.
Everybody wants to know.
Perfect.
Everybody wants to know why the hell weren't charges brought up earlier when this whole thing went down years ago. With this sting operation, because this supermodel where you're playing all this this audio back from, this was a while ago. They want to know why charges weren't pursued in this case. And now it's just a bunch of finger pointing. As that happens, he jumps on a jet and gets the hell out of Dodge and probably is going to stay the hell out of Dodge. But his wife is filed for divorce.
Oh, yeah, she's
There's
out.
no reason for him to stay here.
He's disgusting looking.
His company has fired him. He took whatever money he could, got on that jet, and got the hell out of here, and he's not going to be held responsible for it. And it pisses a lot of people off.
Rob Schneider said this happened to him when he was younger. There was a pervert film director, producer, whatever you call these guys producers, I guess, that came on to him, little Robbie Schneider.
I mean, there was a gross director, and it happened to me. I was in a hotel room, and but it was a famous director just before I was really famous. And the next thing I know, I'm in a room.
Yeah, really famous. Adam Sandler movie famous.
I don't know. I think somebody's brought you along a little bit, Robbie.
And the next thing I know, I'm in a room with this guy. He's comes out in a bathrobe and sits in this chair. And the next thing you know, I'm like, he's asking me to like crawl on the ground and then to crawl toward him. It was just this disgusting feeling. And this is a guy, he's passed away now. So I don't think it's fair I should say his name. He was a pig. And I just remember it was like momentarily traumatized. This happened to me.
Terry Crews says this happened as recently as last year. Now, Terry Crews is somewhat of a big star, and last year...
I got to look this guy up, because you said he used to be a football player?
Yeah. Last year, he would, he's a big enough star. And he says this whole Harvey Weinstein thing is giving me PTSD, because this kind of thing happened to me. He says that my wife and I were at a Hollywood function last year, and a high-level Hollywood executive came over to me and groped my privates.
Wow.
He confronted the man, but declined to go public over fear of the public's perception
He's also
of
done
the
a lot
sexual assaults.
A lot of Adam Sandler movies. He was in Blended. He was in The Longest Yard. He's in a lot of these silly movies. Get Smart.
He's a comical actor.
Yeah. But he's funny. I know who he is. I had to look him up.
Crews then said he disclosed the alleged assault with numerous people, and the next day even got an apology from the person that came up to him and groped him.
Okay, I don't care if you're into dudes or not. I'm not going up to this guy.
I know.
Grabbing. Like, this guy could break your neck with one punch.
Level you right there.
Right, yeah. He could just smash your face in.
But that's the level of power that resides in Hollywood.
It's crazy to think that, isn't it?
And you know what I'd like to see what happened in Hollywood? The same thing that happened with the music industry. The music industry became fragmented, And now they're like record executives. They don't have the pull that they used to because people were like, you know what? Screw it, I'm doing my own project. Now these guys, these talent, these artists can say, you know what? I don't want to deal with a Hollywood producer anymore. I'm going to go forth with my projects on my own. And you see this to some extent with Louis C.K. did it. You know, like where he funded everything.
Right.
And he put it out there.
Jim Gaffigan tried to do it with a TV show. It didn't work out. He did 2 seasons of it, but him and his
he
wife.
was even still hooked to TV land in this one. I mean, we're talking about like, you know,
just web-based.
Full on going independent with your projects. I'd like to see that happen to the movie industry the same way it happened to the record industry because of these guys that wield way too much power to the point where they can go up to the biggest man in the room, grow up their privates, and the biggest man in the room's like, I can't say anything about this because that guy's too powerful in this town. That is too much. Hollywood, you are giving your executives way too much power. If what Harvey Weinstein was able to do for the last decades, it sounds like now, for the last couple decades, if he's got that much power to go about conducting himself that way and nobody comes forth with it, that guy's the devil.
Think if this was a woman going after Robbie Schneider as a young man or after Terry Crews. Probably wouldn't be sitting here even talking about it.
Well,
but
no, I don't know.
Women are classy. Women don't do this
but
crap.
Even if
why is it that women don't do this crap that men do?
Okay, is Harvey Weinstein a pervert? Is he a sex addict or is he a power addict? He's an addict of one.
Yeah.
I would almost lean towards
the power
side of it, making people do things that they don't want to do. That's what his whole career has been based on. And that is dangerous. Now,
have you ever been groped?
Have I ever been groped by somebody?
By anybody. I've never been groped. I've been swatted on the ass by a girl once. Felt a little uncomfortable.
I've been groped in the workplace.
She was taller than I was, and I was like, uh-oh.
By a woman. And it did not... the thing is, if they're a superior, it's a problem. This person was not a superior. They were a peer, and I reciprocated. So.
I'm just curious.
How many sexual assaults is Brad Pitt responsible for at the hands of Harvey Weinstein?
How many sexual assaults is he responsible for? How is he responsible for any of these?
And it's got to be really tough to sleep if you are Brad Pitt.
Well, because what? I know he's married, or was married to Angelina Jolie, and she's come out against him. Yeah, was he ever with Gwenyth Paltrow?
She said, now this was before they were together, but she said that when she was younger, she was promoting a movie called Playing by Heart that she was in, and she had a bad experience with Harvey Weinstein, and as a result chose to never work with him again, and warned others when they did work with him not to work with him, that his behavior towards women in any, or this behavior towards women in any field, in any country, is unacceptable. Now, Brad Pitt had to have had given her strong feelings on Harvey Weinstein, he had to have a conversation with his wife about Harvey Weinstein at some point in their marriage.
You would think so. Unless it was a dark thing she didn't want to relive it or bring back up.
Okay,
I mean, but
whatever.
There is that.
Yeah, but, I mean, I would think that if Brad Pitt's like, the guy was responsible for so many projects, he probably turned to her and said, how come you never walk in on any Weinstein projects, I mean, it's like, that's business, That's within the workplace. Now, Gwenyth Paltrow, the other name that came out yesterday, when she said that he tried to give her a massage in a hotel room and she was super uncomfortable about it. And in fact, she used the words petrified of what had taken place. Brad Pitt was dating Gwenyth Paltrow at the time that it took place. She was 22. In fact, Brad Pitt went to Harvey Weinstein and said, hey, dude, WTF? What are you doing messing with Gwenyth, the girl that I'm dating? At which time, apparently, he apologized.
He backed off.
I don't know.
Said, I want this Brad Pitt character to kick my ass. What? But so it was okay for Brad Pitt to go and confront this guy, and it didn't destroy his career. But these women felt that if they said anything, it was going to destroy their career.
My question is this, if this happened to two people that Brad Pitt was intimate with, and he knowledge of it, two people he was intimate with, he probably likely knew about these two people for sure, because one, he confronted over the encounter, and two, he was married to her and had children with her forever. And it wasn't until just recently that they got a breakup.
No, they were adopting kids. They were over in different countries. They were too busy to talk about this.
Maybe, possibly.
But I understand what you're saying. But the other thing is, just because
he never came forth
was familiar with this guy with two different women doesn't mean that he knew the grand scheme or the scape of things, that there were so many other women that were involved and there was so many terrible things.
I was just reading that it was just those two?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, would you know that if somebody was talking and being inappropriate with your wife? I mean, you would probably have a conversation with him, but would you go to the police? I mean, who do you talk to at that point? I feel like you're trying to put a little bit of blame on Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt wields a lot of power in Hollywood, but maybe not as much power as Harvey Weinstein did. Maybe he felt like, well, I'm going to come forth and I'm going to tell the world about this. Or maybe Gwenyth and Angelina didn't want him to come forth and tell the world about it. I don't know. But it's got to be hard to sleep at night if you're Brad Pitt, knowing that this happened to so many women, including two that you loved or had relationships with, and you didn't do anything about it. That has got to just grate at Brad Pitt when he goes to sleep at night, especially now. Like, in current times, as we're in the current situation, you just got, God, there's something I could have done. There's something I could have done about that.
Brian, go ahead, man.
Wouldn't an NYPD Special Victims Unit sting operation come up on a background check when you're vetting a company to send your daughter there to intern? Malia Obama is who I'm talking about. Barack's daughter interned for... Yeah.
Malia, not Malia. Malia. Jesus. Don't say whatever.
You say Malia. I was like, who's Malia?
Malia. Wouldn't that have come up in like a background check? Like, especially like a Secret Service background check?
Yes,
like,
I don't...
been involved in a sting.
Yeah, but I don't know where you're coming from. Was Malia... Did she do an internship there?
She did for the company, yes, Weinstein Company, last summer or something.
I see.
Well, I think he was so powerful that he had it hidden on all fronts.
But wasn't that sting from like 04 or 05 or something?
Yes, but I think he was so powerful that he influenced, and now I know the NYPD and the prosecutor's office are pointing fingers because this all came out, but they've gone on for over a decade. Saying, well, nothing really happened there. And it's like, hold up, wait a second. They're pointing fingers at each other now, but only after the information came out that they're pointing fingers at each other. So I think he was so powerful that he was able to keep it under the rug for so long, and eventually, as all liars or people that do horrible things on a repeated basis, it came to light.
So crazy.
It is
such
crazy.
a mess.
And that just goes to show you how lazy whoever the staffer was at the White House did on the background check. Because
exactly.
But keep in mind that Harvey Weinstein is a big contributor to Democratic campaigns.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm still waiting
corrupt.
for a Planned Parenthood comment. You guys have a good day.
You too, buddy. 8:24 is the time. When we come back,
I saw that some Democrats are giving back the contributions, or they're taking the contributions that they received from Harvey Weinstein, and they are donating it to women's abuse foundations and things like that.
Oh, that's good.
But some, the operative word there is some. Others, they're not doing anything with that money.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.